Hey, out. Welcome. I'm back. I don't know. I'm horrible with this. Welcome to flying around in low sec for newbies or people who want to do it. I thought I was going to come up with a name before this, but I didn't. Um, Long story short, I am out in Minmatar space right now. I'm docked up right now in low sec, but I've been slowly scanning around looking at different things. Trying to find a second home and maybe even a third home down the road. First off, why would I want to have a second home? If you've watched any of my previous videos, you would have seen that. Let me just pull up the map here. My first home is out here in Placid. What in the world just happened? That was weird. Okay, my first home is out here in Placid in Slays right here. I like it. It's a little high sec spot, a little bit off the beaten path, but gives me some options to fly in a quiet area of low sec here or a more um, open area of low sec, maybe get some fights over here and some null sec options here. And I really haven't bothered with that too much yet. I will. Um, but this is my current home. The one thing you will notice right here is the shaded area right here. That is an area that is under Sancha Incursion. It's an incursion of some NPC guys, which, if you are a lower level player like myself who likes to rat, it completely nullifies what you're trying to do out in lulsec. Lulsec. Wow. Um, Lowsec. At least at this point, until I get better. Um, it isn't bothering me there yet, but my thought was as soon as I saw this, okay, I need to have more than one spot because let's say if all my eggs are in one bucket here, um, what happens if I can't do anything here? So um, I went ahead and left here. I'm out scouting out a little bit. Show you, I think if you watched my last video, this is Placid here, the region that I just showed you. And I went all the way over here to Molden Heath. I'm in the middle of Molden Heath right now, just looking around, getting the lay of the land. And I thought I would just spend some time today. This might be a kind of a quick video. I thought I would do a quick video of a few of the things that I'm looking for. Everybody's going to have different wants and needs. Personally, right now, what I'm doing is some exploration and some uh, uh, ratting in the belts and some combat anomalies, low level, really low level, and then finally looking toward the future as to maybe doing when I go alpha, I'm go omega, being able to do some planetary interaction. So how do you fly around in low sec safely? Well, one major thing that I hadn't touched on, I don't think, is making yourself some safe spots. And I do this all the time. And I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to leave station right now. Hopefully nobody's sitting outside waiting for me. There's only one guy in system, so I doubt it. Look at all these stations here, a ton of stations. I'm in Clinked right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the planets. There's 10 different planets here. I'm going to randomly pick a planet here, and I'm going to warp to it at 100. And as I'm warping, I'm going to hit Control, hold down Control, hit B. It's going to bring up a safe spot. Hit Safe 1. I'm going to type that in. If you look here, when does it expire? This is important. I'm just going to hit Submit there. Good, nobody else is in system now. Number one, you always want to have your local up while you're out in LowSec. Number one priority, always know who's there. As soon as somebody new comes in, highlight them. So, and see what they're about. But this is my guy. Okay, so I just warped to, I think it was planet 10. Can I see it here? There it is. So, planet 7. I just randomly picked random. But as I was flying there and I hit that Control B, it allowed me to create a safe spot. I'll go ahead and try to pull up, if I remember correctly, the map here. Come on. There we go. Okay. So let's get my directional scanner down so it's easier to see. Okay. Still want to keep my local in view. Still nobody in system. Okay, so here is where I'm at right now. It may not seem like it's very far away, but here is that safe spot that I just made. So it's 0.28 AU away from me, which, while on this map doesn't look like it's very far, if I warp back to that state spot, warp to 0, actually it doesn't matter if it's a safe spot. And you'll watch my little guy here move from this spot here, and it should move, boom, as I'm flying to my safe spot. Now I'm in a nice little spot here, and no one is around me. The only way I think that somebody can now track me down, they could see me on a directional scan, but the only way they could track me down quickly is if they had some combat probes. Hence why you have your directional scanner up. So basically, I can sit here and talk and make videos and check out the system and look around and not worry about anybody killing me unless they pop up with combat probes over here on my directional scanner. First off, I won't even bother looking for it until I see somebody else come in system. And then I got a little bit of time and then just keep an eye out there. So nobody's in system right now. Let's see here. So that is the immediacy. Two other things I want to talk about here are know your lay of the land. And as you take the time to know each system, I think it helps you in the future. So my first goal, short-term goal, is be safe. So anytime since I put this safe spot in here and it's never going to expire, anytime I come into the system, I know I've got a safe spot as soon as I pull up my locations. I know I've got a safe spot. I know I can warp right there, right when I hit the gate. Boom. So that's my immediate. I always try to look for three separate things when I'm planning something out. An immediate goal, a medium goal, and a long-term goal. So my medium goal is to learn the system. So I'm looking for three things today. Safe spots. My second one is learn the system. How big is it? Again, I'm going to, now that I'm safe, going to look at how far apart each one of these spots are. Now you notice here that there's a planet out here that's 14.9 away. From me personally, the star here is 2.7, so the farthest planet that's out here is 14.9, 2.7, so the system's radius is approximately 17.6, am I right? Or 18, doesn't matter. It's larger than 14.3, which is important because your directional scan, let's see if we can get it back up here. Go ahead and close this down. Your directional scan only goes out to 14.3. So right here, 14.3. So if somebody's looking for you or you're looking for them, it only goes up to 14.3. What does that mean? Well, I'll show you. Just see here. Let's go back up to my system. Now I'm going to be a little bit... See this bubble right here? This is my directional scanner. I'll go ahead and close it here real quick to show you. It goes away. And then you're probably seeing this, but sometimes you don't really think about the strategy behind some of it. So I'm going to pull it back up here. If I make it smaller, if I go down to 10, the bubble goes down to 10. If I go down to 5, bubble goes down to 5. I want to spend another video. I'm learning so much about directional scanning. There's so much more to get into it. But this is the most basic form. You can see if anybody's here trying to kill you. Still nobody in local. So, but let's say, I'm just going to warp here. Watch what happens when I warp 100 off of the gate to Unertech. Now that gate is 21.26 away from me. Watch how my directional scanning bubble goes. Not worried, nobody's in local. Nobody's going to kill me at this gate. So a little bit of time, and I warped 100 off of it, so they'd have to jump me real quick. Let's say I came in from Unertech. Boom. And I have my directional scanning up. It only sees this far away. It doesn't get any of these planets and any of these stations that are here. So let's say you're out here in this belt, ratting away, and somebody jumps into the system here, and they see that and they want to come kill you. Well, number one, when they first jump in, they can't see you because their directional scanner cannot get that far. And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything in the game that will go make your directional scanning go any farther. So you got a little bit of time there because they've got to get into a spot where they can actually try to track you down. And number two, so let's go back to my safe spot because I'm wanting to be safe. So now, watch how long this takes. Now I'm going to frigate right now. We're going to go, I just warped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty, now he hits directional scan, and he might be able to pick me up. Same thing goes the other way. Let's say you're in an asteroid belt and you see somebody comes in the system, you won't know who they are because they're so far away. Or if you do see them, you can maybe cut down on that range. So by knowing the system, you then know where people are quickly, just offhandedly, or where they're not. So this could help both ways in defending yourself, but also maybe tracking down somebody. That's a really general way to look at it. I like to keep defense general, keep it easy. It covers maybe 90% of the times you'll ever have to deal with anything. Last but not least, and this is something that I'm really looking forward to because it's my long-term goal. So I got my short term is make the safe spot. Medium term is look at the size of the systems, get used to them, fly around in them a lot. Long-term goal is to check out all of the planets that are in the system. And what you can do, if I remember correctly, is click on the system and then go to the orbital bodies. And while I'm here, what my ultimate goal is to set up at least 2 accounts, maybe 3. Two characters on this account, maybe 3, and give them all planetary interaction to create money while I'm not playing once I go Omega. So what I want to do is start finding good areas where planets are. Now from what I understand, barren planets are your most basic planets. They're similar to your Veldspar that you might want to mine. Lava is maybe a second level one, oceanic second level. But so as I'm going through here, I'm trying, and the ones that I saw was plasma might be I think is your top of the line. They're nowhere near as easy to find. So you want to see if you can find those things. Other things that you can look for are the number of moons. I'm not going to bother with that, but I understand there's moon mining. And last but these planets here are the most important thing to me. Now if you might ask yourself, well, aren't you checking out the asteroid belts? I'm already going to the asteroid belts. This one's a really nice one. I'm already killing stuff in the asteroid belts. That's how I'm making my living right now. Out here, having a little bit of fun, testing some stuff out, if you've watched my previous videos. So I'm not worried about scouting them out because I'm going to go there anyway. But every new system I go to, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to set up a save spot. Then I'm going to check out how large the system is to get used to it. And then thirdly, for my full-time future, figure out what the planets are in the area. And when I figure out those planets, what the custom offices prices are, the taxes, might get into that later on. I'm not going to worry about it just yet because I can't do it. But I want to get an idea of where things are. And then I go and blow stuff up. Alrighty, I'll try to make the next video a little bit more action-oriented. But I'd like to come back to this video later on once I find my new home base. I found a few little pockets that I like in this area. Uh, I do a big thing that you want to do, and I really didn't get into it here, is you want to see who is in the area too. You want to spend a while there. I spent a while in Slays, and I liked the area. I liked there wasn't a whole lot of gangs and things like that trying to kill me. Um, Spending a little bit of time here trying to figure out, is this a good area or do I want to move on? So, alrighty. Well, that's about it. I want to keep it, just went over 15 minutes. All right. If you guys have any questions or future me, if you have any comments, feel free to let me know in the comment section or just message me. Amos Abraham in game, and my corpse name, my new corp that I created last session, is BattleBots. Alrighty, so you can find me that way too. Hey, you guys have a great one, and fly safe, fly dangerously, and fly however the heck you want. Alrighty, bye bye.